This is going to be the last time you're ever going to see the car like this. Because similar to my MX-5 up there, this car is also getting a brand new look for 2023. If you guys thought see-through doors were crazy, what's happening to this car is even crazier. So let's get into it. It's getting cold in here. Close the door to keep whatever heat there is inside. But I do have a hat on, which is warmer than a snapback. This car has done quite a lot of driving this year, and as you can see, not really much love has gone into it. And with it being Ireland, half the driving it's done has been in the rain. And oh heavens, it is safe to say this car has not received a lot of love this year. But it is a new year and a new us, and this car is gonna look awesome for 2023. Having a quick look around the outside, the front bumper is, yeah, maybe a little bit cracked, but I think that will be able to easily be repaired. The front wings are fine. Yeah, that may need replacing. Where the real damage comes in is in the back though. Both corners are damaged. No idea how that could have happened. I think there's some brackets broken as well because it shouldn't be that flexible. So overall, this car just needs a good going through. But first, we need to take the wrap off. And the only good news about doing that for me is I get to use a heat gun. Using the heat gun to heat up the wrap makes it much easier to take off the car. But one of the best techniques that I found is keeping the chats flowing. If there's a lad hanging around the garage and you keep the chats flowing, you get the work done in half the time, just like I did in this case. This car looks so good as bare black carbon. And surprisingly, it was actually very easy to take the wrap off, which my fingernails are very grateful for. Even though on the wrap there was a lot of damage on the door, like, I mean, it's held up pretty well. I mean, it's kind of just cracked the resin. Once you put a wrap over that, it's gonna be fine. To say how much action this car saw, like little thing there and there, but this stuff's just so flexible. So instead of me boring you with taking off the wrap, I'm gonna throw over to Dave, who's gonna talk you through the whole history of this car.
Thanks, Josh. All right, time for a little history lesson on my C6 Corvette Pro drift car. I absolutely love this car. We started this build late 2020, and there'd never been a car built like it in Europe before. Right now, there's loads of Corvette C6s all over the world in drifting, but only a couple of years ago, they weren't that common. When I started building this car, only Daigo Saito and Matt Field had really used them for top-level competition, and I absolutely just love the look. I think they look like a classic sports car. They don't look like anything else out there, and the problem was that because they're not like anything else out there, they were a difficult build. We started off with a completely bog standard car we imported from the UK from an elderly gentleman who was a Corvette enthusiast. The car was ceramic coated, had plastic on the seats, all that stuff, but we got about stripping it all down, and we got Ryan Morton from Vital Fabrication to put in a custom cage. We then put a Samsonas 4-speed sequential in the car, and then we got onto our good buddy Christophs at HGK, who gave us a full carbon fiber body for the car and the rear subframe kit so we could put in a Winters rear differential and a drive shaft shop set of axles that are rated for 1,000 horsepower. This car was then completely rebuilt from the ground up engine wise, and it runs about 550 to 600 horsepower depending on the tune. We run the car on a full Link ECU, BC Racing coilovers. It's got an FDF race shop front angle kit. It's got all the goodies. Since we built the car, we've had two distinct looks on it. The first was, well, we didn't want to hide all the carbon fiber on the car, so we went with a black carbon exposed look with some livery placed on top by our boys in Precision Tint and Graphics. But then for the next year, I decided to go the opposite and go super bright with a bright yellow tiger on the side, and both looks I really liked. but we need to change that up again for this year. I took the car to the British Drift Championship, the Irish Drift Championship, loads of demos and loads of our Drift Games bashes, and it's had its various stages of us trying to figure the car out. We've had issues with clutches, we've had issues with the torque tubes, we've had loads of different issues along the way, which is normal for a new build, but I think at this point in time right now, the car is absolutely amazing. It makes tons of smoke, it's so nice to drive. Even Colette Davis from the US drove it at the LZ Festival in Ireland last year, and it's become synonymous with being a cool car on track. However, when I built this car, it was totally unique. Nobody else had a Corvette, so a stock C06 bodied, carbon bodied Corvette was pretty cool. Now things have progressed. People like Axel Hildebrand in the UK has built his rotary Corvette. There's Corvettes all over the US and across the world right now. So it's time to make this car look like no other Corvette on the track. Then we said, well, who's going to make this car madder than anybody? Well, it's going to be Darren in Group D, right? He came up with some crazy ideas, and the boys are heading down now to see what he's cooked up for this car. He's messaged me a few times saying he needs to tone it down, and I said, we don't need to tone it down. We want this to be the craziest looking C6 Corvette drift car in the world. And you guys might be wondering, why am I not with the boys going down to the Corvette and the S15, or why am I not in the videos recently? Well, I'm working on something huge behind the scenes. It's not that I don't want to be in the garage or I don't want to be helping the boys out, but I need a little bit of space to work on something massive for drift games. Well, a couple of things. And these are much bigger than events and much bigger than car builds. We will have those involved in 2023, but once we can announce all of our plans, I think your mind is going to be blown. This is not just an idea for drift games, but it involves everybody else. So everything we've been talking about for the last couple of years is all coming together in the next few weeks, and it's going to be very, very exciting. But in the meantime, I'm stuck in this office trying to work all of that out. So I've sent Adam and Josh down to Group D to go check out my S15 with the 3SGE, which I can't wait to see in this video, and also pick Darren's brains on what this crazy Corvette is going to look like.
Thank you, Dave, for that update on your Corvette. So hopefully now you guys know how the car started and how it is now. So by peeling off the wrap, we've kind of uncovered how neglected this car is. As you can probably tell, over the time it's been used, that's kind of gone. There's a washer, but it's all loose. The front bumper, I'm not actually confident how that's actually held on. And most of all, the rear is horrendous. And typically there's a burst water pipe in the area and we have no water for the day, meaning we can't give it a wash, so we're gonna have to find another alternative for that. But for now, I just think we need to get this thing loaded and down to Group D and hear the crazy plans that they have down there. What's that noise?
What is that noise, Josh?
It's coming from your bag. Is it from your laptop?
It's letting me know there's a drift game sale on, Josh.
Joking me?
On almost everything.
Surely not including the RX-7 hoodie that you're wearing right now.
Literally including that hoodie. Everything's almost up to 50% off.
Even accessories?
Yeah, like even stickers, air fresheners and keyrings.
Where'd you get them from?
I've absolutely no idea. The sale's now on. Get to the drift game shop and check it out, because it won't last long.
Bizarre notification coming from your laptop. And we're back in the van.
Oh, it's class. We're going driving for hours again.
Sometimes you just have to improvise. Oh, you prick! Adam, you... Big old sludge fest in there. Mucky. Adam, would you use that brush? Never use the brush from the car wash place because it gets tread like that. May need a deeper clean, but it's better. Oh, damn you, absolutely. Little bit upset because there's no Greggs in Ireland. Good job we stopped to clean it, Adam. Yeah. Let's unload. Hello, Darren.
Hello, Josh.
He's always delighted to see me.
It looks like it's 20 years old.
It's Dave's a rough man on the car. Right, so the idea is, you said you can make this the coolest Corvette in the world.
Yeah? I think Dave said, can you make this the coolest Corvette in the world?
So why are we here if you can't?
Where else are you going to go? Who else is going to put up with you?
It's a very, very good point. So this is essentially a blank canvas. Even though it's a carbon kit, it's still the standard bumpers just molded and everything like that. There's nothing mad about it.
They're a bit smiley, and they're just a bit happy looking car, like.
Well, Dave
Not very
likes to say he wants it. Yeah, intimidate. He wants to intimidate someone in a battle.
Yeah.
So he wins it before he starts it.
It's a bit like Lightning McQueenie at the moment, like, isn't it?
No, that's my car's like light.
Uh-oh.
Right. So instead of standing here, should we go inside and see some of your other cars that you've gone bonkers with?
My cars are kind of different, but they're kind of the same.
I would say you can tell you made them all, but they
They have their own things going on, but they're all similar.
You can't see that much here, but I throw in some shots of when we shot this car before on an earlier video. So this is Sultan's. This is a Corolla, as much as it doesn't look like a Corolla.
Yeah, it's as mental as you can go, maybe. It's unique. It's just about, like, all the stuff is available for any Corolla, but it's just about adding a piece there and removing a piece there and opening a piece here and just making it unique, basically.
But you almost like you have the body kit of the side skirts.
Yeah.
And then you've almost added another layer to a body kit on there. It's almost like a body kit on a body kit.
Yeah, it's another layer to everything, really. So, you know, you have this width anyway, so you start adding pieces, kind of very touring car-y kind of look, just making the side steps out. In the wings, obviously, I get a bit creative with the wings.
Well, I was going to say, you've kind of, this has a wing here, and then you've put a wing on a wing, and then you've got like a middle wing, and then you've got side wings, and...
Yeah, like I didn't want to do the full shark fin like my own car, but I wanted to do something, and then we incorporated into the scoop for the radiator, and that's just...
Which I will say, like, if you'd put a big spoiler on a Corolla, you would kind of, you'd be kind of against it, but it really does work with the way that you've made these side panels and everything.
Well, like just the, you know, just the two posts, like every other spoiler that people bolt on is just not acceptable, like, you know, it's just, you gotta be different.
Darren's not giving anything away. He wants to reveal it, and he doesn't want us to know anything.
I don't really know. I want to surprise Dave, but...
I said I was poking.
Oh, jeez.
There it is.
I've been poked by Josh.
Are you taking any inspiration from this to the Corvette?
Not a whole lot, maybe a little. His might be a much larger version of this, but it might have multiple fins in it. I have ideas, but they need to, we work them out in cardboard and we see what it looks like, and then it either is wrong for the car, or it looks okay, let's tweak it here a bit, tweak it there a bit, and then everything is just simple aluminium. It's you can go composite and stuff. It's not really worth it for a drift car. It might last only 10 minutes, so it's just easy to replicate. So we're not, you know, we're not doing anything massively professional or off the wall with composites or anything. It's all simple fiberglass, aluminium. The finished result from, you know, on track while you're watching it looks pretty cool, you know. And as we said, his car is a bit unintimidating. Even in the black already, it looks a million times better. You know, more presence. It looks wider almost. So we'll just exaggerate that a little bit, and I know I can't widen it anymore. It doesn't fit in the trailer, so.
Yep. You limit you to what it is now. He says at the start that I can't annoy him, and here he is wanting to show more.
Well, the camera's on now, isn't it?
I will say you're much nicer on camera than you are off camera.
Is it rolling now?
Yeah, it's rolling.
Oh, hi, Josh. Yeah, so this is the latest machine. This is going to be full group delivery as well.
Ooh, I saw this on your Instagram, and it's... It has my favourite engine in. The MX-5 engine. Yeah. There it is.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, lovely. This is very unique build for BMW.
Yeah, it's got Nissan front suspension and everything. Built around the latest IDC rules, we'd say.
Oh,
So all the valance has been removed and the roll cage has been brought out of
is
this.
that a custom mounting point?
Yeah. All the original valance has been removed and it's custom, and then the roll cage is a structure.
As close as you can get to a full tubed front.
The cage is now structurally part of the front of the car. The suspension kind of mounts off it, yeah.
Right, we're gonna leave the Corvette down here, and hopefully in what, 2-3 days?
2-3 hours.
2-3 hours we'll
Yeah,
be back.
you're getting your haircut, right? So I'll come back after your haircut to be ready to go.
So I'm gonna get my haircut, and then I'm gonna come back and it's all gonna be fine. So just taking a thumbnail now. If you've seen the thumbnail, you realise that there's another car here, and we just completely faked it in because Darren was being a bit lazy and didn't want to bring it down here. But with Adam's Photoshop skills,
When you say Darren was lazy, one of the cars doesn't have a front chassis. One of the cars is blocked in by 4 other cars.
lazy. Right, competition time, guys. So we've done this type of competition before and we're going to try it again. We are going to have a fan art competition with the Corvette. So what we're asking you to do is recreate the Corvette and imagine it however Darren is going to make it. Or perhaps you may actually give Darren some ideas to actually do on the Corvette. You can create these images by any way you want, whether it be creating it on a game, on your PC, drawing it. Just get as creative as you can with it. And the way we want you to enter is just tagging us in the post after you've done it. The winner of this competition will get a bag of stuff, meaning we're just going to get a load of things and shove them in a bag for you. Seeing as this can take a little more time for you guys, we're going to set the date 2 weeks from the day when the video goes out. So guys, get creative, get started, get sending us them. We can't wait to see what you guys do. And I think this is all we have time for in this episode. So we'll catch you guys on the next one.